Hello everyone. Today we are going to review the movie, and I'm going to order my new headset because this is just getting harder and harder to get tight to my ears, I guess. But anyway, I guess it's not really about me hearing myself, it's about you guys hearing me, and the microphone is the most important part. But anyhow, even for gaming, I want to get a new headset just because, or maybe a couple new headsets, just one for gaming and one for this. Possibly because it seems to be the best way to record audio anyway. But anyhow, today we are going to be reviewing the movie Rush Hour, right? Um, Sorry, I was just getting a text. Totally lost my train of thought. Right, reviewing Rush Hour. It's hard to believe this movie came out when I was 5, I guess. Yeah. Jeez, that seems like so long ago. 23 years this movie's been out now. And I do believe that I went to see the second and third ones in theaters, but and I will watch them again because they are on Netflix right now, all three movies. Finally, they put all three movies on Netflix, so I got to watch them before they're taken away again. Because Netflix seems to just do that, add titles for like I don't know certain times of the years, or it's weird. They add and take away so much that it's even all the reviews you want to do could be gone within like the blink of an eye or even a week or so. So I'm gonna try to get them all done this weekend, hopefully. But yeah, this movie is starring the main stars are Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. I'm sure everybody knows who Jackie Chan is. Maybe not everybody knows who Chris Tucker is because I don't know how much he's really done since the Rush Hour movies, to be completely honest with you. So this movie is about this. Is he a diplomat? Chinese? Anyway, somebody. I can't remember whether he was like a. He was somebody of power anyway in China, and he's going over to America, and then his daughter is kidnapped. So he brings over Jackie Chan's character to obviously help him find his daughter after she's kidnapped, in order to bring her back safely. Clearly, so it doesn't actually say. Oh, counselor. That's what he was. Sorry. To rescue the Chinese consuls. Council. I guess he was a counselor. I'm assuming Chinese councils. That's what it says anyway. So Lee and Carter are their names in the movie, and the man, Griffin or Yanadu, I'm gonna say, was played by Tom Wilkinson, and the councilman was Tisma, I want to say, was Council Han. I might be butchering that name. I'm sorry if I am, but yeah, it's a hard one to pronounce. Even the spelling is Tzima, so I'm gonna say Tisma. I might be wrong. I might be right. If I'm right, whoo, good for me. But anyway, so yeah, the councilman's daughter is kidnapped. I believe that the motive for it, or at least at the end, it kind of is telling that Griffin's motive was to just basically take back the artifacts that he believed were taken from him. So that's why he was kidnapping the daughter and getting all this money out of Council Han in order to, I guess, kind of make him pay back some sort of debt that he thought he owed him. I believe I'm getting that correct. But anyhow, the pairing is really more, and the pairing in the movie is really, really well done. And at the beginning of the movie, we find out that Chris Tucker's character, Carter, God, why can't I never think of that? It should be easy to think of. Carter is an undercover LAPD agent So his main goal, and that scene was just funny with the two cops trying to stop him from arresting the man that he's going to arrest. Uh, and he's like, "Get back in your car, like, just go, get out of here." And you can tell that he's obviously a cop, right, just by the way he's acting. I'm like, "Oh no, he's not going to shoot me, blah, 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 blah," and then knocks the guy to the ground and then ends up arresting him himself. Because I guess this guy was selling C4, so, or selling weaponry of some sort. So anyway, Chris Tucker's character Carter is able to infiltrate him when he's actually got his hands on some C4 finally. So these two cops show up to the diner and end up screwing up his job, which was kind of funny. Uh, so anyhow, he gets what he thinks is a promotion to the FBI to end up just babysitting Lee and kind of trying to keep him away from the job of the kidnapping because I guess the FBI wants to take it into their own hands without the help of Lee, who even Counsel Han said wanted to help with the case. Eventually, obviously, Lee is able to get in to I believe it was the consulate, the Chinese consulate, and obviously find Counsel Han. And there's this big mix-up. The FBI thinks he's breaking into the building, and yeah, they're trying to ward him off, and then he gets to Counsel Han, and him and Carter take on the mission from there, and are able to save the daughter in the end, along with the help of one of the other women that worked with Carter at the LAPD, even though she made fun of him during the entire movie. It ends up that ends up helping them in the end. Because, yeah, Lee and Carter end up becoming a good team, and then at the end of the movie, they go back to China together, I do believe. So I'm assuming that's where the second movie starts off, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been so long since I've seen any of these movies, because I believe the last time I saw them was literally probably the years they came out, because the second one was in 2001, and the third one was in 2007, so it is really hard to believe that there might be a Rush Hour 4 now. I'm not sure if it's actually in production or not. That would be pretty cool if it was. We'll just see here. Check it on IMDb. Yeah, oh wow, it actually is in, let's see what it says here. It's in development. And it would be awesome to see these two guys back together just for one last movie, just for the nostalgia purposes of it. Even for me, because I'm already in my, I know I've said this probably in other videos, but being in my 20s already, even nostalgia purposes for me, just because I was so young when these movies came out. But yeah, it is quite comical. And if you didn't know this, Jackie Chan does do his own stunts. And I know a lot of people who do their own stunts in movies. Some of the actors step up and do their own stunts for the movies too. And he's still doing his own stunts to this day. So that's crazy because I don't even know how old Jackie Chan is now. He's got to be close to 60, I would think. He's got to be in his 50s at least. Let's just check. How old is Jackie Chan? But yeah, the comedic duo was really well. 1954. Holy, he might even be older than that. 1954. I guess he'd be in his 60s, wouldn't he? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so where was I going? Anyway, the comedic duo of these two is just amazing. Because I believe that in the very first movie, Jackie Chan actually didn't know very much English, so he was kind of learning on the fly, and you could really tell. Especially one of the scenes where they're singing the song "War," like "War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing," and he's saying nothing. Yeah, you could really tell that his English, he only knew a very select amount of words. I mean, it was still pretty good for what he had to learn in a short period of time, I do believe, for this movie, but it gets better as it goes, obviously, in the series, because he's learning a lot more over the years, right? Because 1998 was the first one, and then the second one wasn't until 2001, so he had, 3 years to learn English over that course of time. And I know Jackie Chan's done an insane amount of movies over the years because obviously he's done films over in Japan and stuff and China, and he's done quite a few movies in Hollywood. Now, there are some weird Jackie Chan movies out there, like from his really early career, like way back in the 19. He may even go back right to the 1970s of doing films. I can't really remember. But yeah, he's been doing films pretty much his entire adult life, whether it was but Hollywood or just like foreign films, I guess we could say. But yeah, he's had a pretty illustrious career, and this was one of the movie series that I really enjoyed him in. I think that's about all I could say really for this film, and I guess I've kind of given a background story on Jackie Chan a little bit too. But yeah, I think I've pretty much covered. I think I pretty much covered everything about the movie in like the first couple or few minutes. So now I'm just kind of rambling. But my rating for this movie, I'm gonna have to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah. There were some times where I found myself kind of distracted, maybe just because it's, I mean, the action scenes were great. Maybe the villain could have been a little bit better, or I guess really not the main villain, because the main villain, it was obviously kind of like a double cross, right? Having Griffin end up crossing Council Han, but the weird Asian dude with the blonde hair, yeah, I'm not really sure what his purpose was, just besides, I guess, kind of maybe throwing them off the path and making them think that he was the main guy in charge. I suppose that kind of does make sense now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, but anyhow, he was just kind of the sidekick, I guess, in the end of it all, and ends up just being in the crossfire of all of it for absolutely no reason when he could have just gotten out of there and just given back the girl, and he could have been a free man. But hey, I guess he was all about the money too in the end of it. And then at the very end too, the FBI does offer Carter a God, not a. Is it a license? Is it called a license with the FBI? No, that doesn't make sense. Anyhow, I'm not exactly sure, but maybe it was a contract with the FBI. I'm not sure how they worded it, but he basically says no, that he's LAPD for life. So, and then he gets on the plane with Lee, and they fly off to China. So there you go. So again, as always, like, share, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts of this film if you've seen it. If not, definitely go watch it because these are really good movies and really funny, comical. Even though it is action comedy, I would say. And these two just work really well together. So I highly recommend going to watch this film, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.